hop on the chariot from last time when it comes to what we were talking about when it comes to the feminine and the masculine, or what we see on social media, the battlefield. Let me get your perspective on the battlefield that is the masculine versus the feminine, 50-50, this and this and that, high value man, low value women, high value women. What is your perspective and what is your outlook on what you're seeing within society of social media in the world in general?
Man, it's crazy that you set that up to say with the word battlefield, but that feels really accurate, bro, with how it is out here. Um, yeah, it's like shit ain't sweet. Shit is not sweet, and depending on what I'm saying, who you kicking it around and the type of energy that you're giving out, will say a lot about the type of experiences that you having.
Mhm.
So for myself, bro, I would say I've been seeing a lot of divisiveness, like a lot of, I'm saying, back and forth. It should be this way, it should be this way. Finances 50-50,
Mhm.
energy 50-50. I should be working, you taking care of the crib. It's like, and then we also know that it's like, it's a lot of different opinions out here.
Yes, yes,
Everybody feels like,
yes.
oh, you got to listen to me. I got a voice about this too.
Mhm.
So it's like, there's a lot of shit
No
going
different
on, a lot
viewpoints.
of different things going on. But I do believe that individuals should experiment with different things if necessary. But I feel like when you know yourself and you operating in a certain energy, you're going to attract the type of goddesses that you want to have
Mhm.
around. So for myself, it could be a little bit tricky, just because of a lot of the energy and the things that is going on, a lot of different things that are being pushed. Um, but fortunately, I'm connecting with goddesses that are like-minded, not really into a lot of the foolishness.
Hmm.
So
When you say foolishness, what do you consider foolishness within that
So
saying?
when we're talking about the divine masculine and divine feminine, I believe it needs to be a balance. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
It's like with relationship, it's teamwork.
Hmm.
I'm pouring into you, and you're pouring into me as well. So when I say foolishness, it's like a lot of imbalances.
Yes,
I'm giving you 20% and expecting you to give me your 80, or
yes,
I'm saying,
yes.
or I'm working. I'm saying, working my ass off on this company or multiple companies, working a job, whatever it may
Hmm.
be, and you over here chilling, what I'm
Hmm.
saying, or doing whatever you're doing, but you're not putting in the same energy
Yes.
as me. So it's like that's when I think, when I say foolishness, it's like it's that imbalance, and it's really crazy to me if you're not trying to find a balance or
Hmm.
even understanding that there should be a balance between the
Yes.
energies. How
I,
do you feel,
I
my
definitely
brother?
feel you on that one completely. Um, Definitely a battlefield when it comes to the social media. It's a lot of high value man, high value, you can only be a certain type of woman if you're going to deal with a high value man. And then women thinking, oh, a man should be this. You're not really a man if you don't do this and
Right.
that. So it's a lot of fighting of one wanting to up the other. It's like a battle of the energies when, you know, the goddesses and the gods, we have our own roles, our own energy. Yes, we have the masculine and feminine within us, but we are equally as important in a relationship. You
100%,
have a,
bro.
you have an
100%.
energy and a flow that you naturally can flow in. That's ideal, and I have an energy and a natural being that I natural flow in that be ideal. And when we can come in unison
Hmm.
and really have that understanding, and it not be, you say 50-50, it's really 100-100.
Come on.
Like people
Come
say,
on.
I want her to submit to me, submit to me. Are you going to submit to her or submit to them? Because you
Mm.
can do polyamorous, if y'all want to rock that way. But are y'all truly committing to each other, putting 100% into each other? Like we're going to grow together.
Hmm.
Like I think that understanding that's everything. I think that's like a lot of I think a lot of things is missing. I'll say is it's a lot of times it's me versus you.
Mm.
Me versus you. I want to be right, you want to be wrong. Instead of me and you versus whatever the issue is.
Which is I agree, bro. But that's so
So, and
crazy
I
if we're
think
talking
that's
about
with
a
everything.
relationship.
Hmm.
We're supposed to be building. It's not.
Yes.
Why are we spending time and sharing energy with each other if we're about to be combative and
Hmm.
going against each other?
Yes.
It
Yes.
just makes no sense.
Especially if it's not for well, if it's combative, it's not even for growth. I'm saying challenging. If there's some challenge in there, as far as you're challenging her, she's challenging you, then that's for growth.
For sure.
You know,
For sure. But even with that, challenging, because
Yes.
that still make me want to go into. I want to bring this topic up within, like you said, you can be polyamorous, open, whatever. Even if whatever style of relationship you're trying to be in my opinion, in order for that relationship to be successful, you need to have communication and emotional intelligence. You know what I'm saying? You need to have that within self and be able to communicate with others the way you want to be communicated to. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like literally take it back to that elementary, like do unto others as you want done to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to be able to communicate. And I try to put myself in other shoes in many aspects in life, not just in relationships, but I feel like when you're able to do that, it helps you see things from a different perspective. You know what I'm saying? And also go at it, because we said the word combative. I feel like when you have emotional intelligence, when you have disagreements, you know how to communicate.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be combative. It doesn't have to be a battle. We can discuss these things. Chill, calm. You know, if you're not ready to be chill, calm, let's walk away for a second. Go take some space. Go take a minute. You don't gotta wild out of me. You don't gotta spaz on me. I don't gotta be this bitch. I don't gotta be this. I don't gotta be none of that. You know what I'm saying? Now you talking about my mom's like, oh, you know what I'm saying? I don't gotta be none of that. Like,
fuck you, nigga. You ain't shit.
Let's handle this as cordially as we handle other situations. And when we in love, and when we, you know what I'm saying, when we high vibration on that, let's handle everything in this accord. We don't have to follow the illusion of the programming that, oh, you're supposed to argue like this, or you're supposed to argue that you had a makeup sex and things like that.
That's like, real love. If we fighting and arguing like that, I'm gonna hop on that chariot. What you're saying, and I think what I wanted to state is one thing that would help with the union being unionized with the opposite, whoever you're with, is doing the work yourself. You know, being who you would want somebody to be for you. So if you're doing the work internally as far as being emotionally mature, being the observer of your emotions and not your emotions. That way, when things were to pop off, you already know, oh, my emotions are up. I'm not my emotions. We can still sit down and have a real conversation without it being rah this and this and that. So I think a lot of times, and I've been there before, at being not as wise, aka younger, as they would say, to where I needed to still grow if I wanted to be the best version of myself and have a more harmonious relationship with whoever I am connected to, whoever God has said I'm connected to. Because if I did the work for myself, if you know yourself, you know the world. So if my energy is harmonious, my energy is loving at peace, yes, I'm going to meet people that's going to need me for healing and help. But if the divine connection from the opposite sex, from the goddess, is going to be a reflection of what I done did already. So she's going to have the intelligence, the work that she done did to where we can communicate and be in harmony with our flow of our journey. Yes, we have two different paths, but we're choosing to go on these paths together. But within that, we know that things are going to come about to where it may cause a little bit of friction. But that's how you get stronger. You know, it's like working out. You know, you tearing your muscles to get stronger. So when a little bit of friction comes and we have the emotional intelligence, to sit down and not let our emotions run things and truly communicate, then we're going to get past all those little what seems like stumbling blocks.
For sure.
And we're going to get stronger to where things later on is really nothing because we truly understand ourselves individually, which means we understand each other as a reflection. So I think that is one of the major things. I think also, a lot of times, and it's the programming like we talked about last time, not just women and men, but it's like always looking, outside. We're looking for something. So we're looking on YouTube. We're saying this person talk about this person talk about this got to say this man say, oh, if she's not like this, yada yada, high value man, I should at least have 3 women, or a man should pay everything. So it's like knowing that, yes, that's what they say, that's what they may want, but that doesn't mean that you don't have to take that for yourself.
Not at all.
So really tap into you and your source and think about what it is that you want for your dream, your reality, this thing called life when it comes to a relationship and a connection. Because then from there, if you don't stand for anything, you fall for anything, right? So if you don't know yourself or know the type of energy that you want to be in unionized with, then you're just going to be in a circle of messing with just any type of energy,
Repetition.
a
It's gonna be that
repetition.
cycle for
You
sure.
know,
For
so
sure,
really
bro.
sitting with yourself and refining your energy and your knowing of what you want to flow with is going to make things even better when it comes to who you're connecting to.
I
You know, who
agree.
you're flowing, because it's based off what you want, not what somebody is telling you you should want or what you should have at this point in time of your life. So I think that plays a big role when it comes to it all. When it comes to the battlefield, also, you know, because even with the paradox of it all, you get into like they talk about a high value man. You know, for me, I think a high value man is somebody that really, stands by his word. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I used to always say, my word is all I got is my word. My word is my bond. You know what I'm saying? So, a man that stands by his word and he's true to who he is, and that's going to be the what you need for him to be for you. You know, a protector. It could be a provider. It can be somebody that's just there around. He doesn't have to provide. You don't have to. You may don't even want him to protect. You may just want somebody that just be there. Your energy that's cool, collective, relaxed, doesn't like to do all that. That could be
Exactly.
that could be good for
Exactly.
you. You
Exactly.
know, so the it doesn't high value doesn't equate to finances. What is the person like internally? What is his morals like? What does he
What does he
stand on?
stand on?
That what's what
Principles,
makes somebody
morals.
truly high value, because that's what resonates with your energy. Yes, I can have $1 million, but if I am inside, I am dark, I am evil, I don't give a fuck about nobody, your feelings, it's my way or the highway with
Man.
everything,
Man.
then that does that make me high value to a female outside of that, outside of my finances? No.
Mm-mm.
She's just gonna be happy with the finance, but she's gonna be ready to go if the finances is going tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
So I feel like that right there is a game in itself. And men thinking like, because I make this money, I'm high value. But no, what are your values? What are your morals? What are you about? Yeah, I can make $100 million, but if I'm not about nothing, I'm not nothing really.
Yeah,
You know, the divine feminine, a true goddess, is not gonna rock with me,
100%. But
because a true goddess is not gonna
I feel like
flow
this
with that
come back
energy.
to talking about understanding and knowing yourself too. When
Hmm.
you do the work, you're going to realize that this money, it's beautiful. It's a powerful thing,
Hmm.
but it's not the end all be all. It's not as powerful as one may try to make it seem.
Hmm.
And another thing you had mentioned a lot of these different, we both have mentioned all these different perspectives we're
Hmm.
getting. I feel like in today's age, it's almost information overload. It's like we're getting so many different perspectives from so many different people, and then if you don't know yourself, if you're not sitting with yourself to do the work, it's very easy for you to follow. Like, oh,
Hmm.
such and such, I like the way they style is. I'm gonna listen to them. I should be, and then you're gonna bring that to the goddesses. You're
Hmm.
gonna bring that to your homies. Like,
Hmm.
this is the way it should be. And I also believe too, bro, no matter how many different perspectives and all, folks need to do what works for them.
Hmm.
And it's easier to do that when you know yourself, because you're
Yes.
going to reflect somebody else that knows themselves. And they cool with, like you said, I don't need all your finances.
Hmm.
I like the time and energy you give me. I like the guidance you give me. You know what I'm saying? You're a very good listener.
Got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Since I just hit on what I felt like was a high value man in
Mm.
my eyes, since people always have the saying, what do you feel is like a high value goddess, or just a goddess? I say high value women, but just say a true supreme goddess. What does that look like to you?
Mm. True supreme goddess is a goddess that understands she has both divine masculine and divine feminine.
Hmm.
Also has done the work or is doing the work to keep a balance within the two,
Hmm.
but also be able to, like we talked about earlier, be able to put yourself in other shoes and see things from a different perspective.
Hmm.
A lot of times these things come with experience, you know what I'm saying? So, the age can play a role into that, but I've also seen some goddesses tap in at very young ages as
Hmm.
well. So, nurturing, you know what I'm saying, supportive, and it can be in numerous ways, you know
Hmm.
what I'm saying, whatever that looks like for their reflection.
Yes. Yes.
Um,
How you put that?
I don't I don't think there's just one way. You know what I'm saying? I don't like
Your
to put
way.
people in boxes.
I asked your way.
Got you. So for me, like I said, nurturing, understanding that a balance within the divine masculine and divine feminine, having her own things and
Hmm.
going on, her
Hmm.
own visions, her own whatever that may look like, and however I can help you build that and support that, and then vice versa. You know what I'm saying? I need a
Yes.
goddess that's tapped in and tuned in with what she wants and her
Mhm.
dreams and ambitions, but also able to support, be very feminine, you know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Be
Superpower.
soft, but
Yeah.
also too, you know, you got to be able to turn. It's a
Yes,
balance,
yes,
bro.
yes,
So it's like
yes.
with as I'm answering this question, it's like it's a divine balance
Yeah,
because even
definitely.
within myself, for my goddess, I need to be able to tap into my masculine and feminine at
Yes.
times. It's not always one or the other.
It's almost like they're cousins. It's a saying. That's gonna tie to that about the balance, right? How a lot of women, right, or a lot of women, or even men, you like I want a woman to be elegant in the streets, freaking the sheets. A woman want a man to be, you know, be calm, collective, have his shit together in the streets. Be a man, but a gentleman, but still be a dog when it
Yeah,
comes
sure.
to, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like
You
you
take
gotta have,
control and-
take control
Yeah.
and be strong, but still be soft when needed to be. But I feel like that right there is like what was coming to my mind when you're saying that. It's like
Yeah.
you gotta have that balance and knowing when you're supposed to tap in, when you need to bring these energies
For
out.
sure, bro.
You know, so I definitely agree with you.
It's like it's one way when you around me. It's gonna be another energy when you're around my homies. It's gonna be another energy when you're around my mama. You know what I'm saying? So it's like being able to shape shift,
Yes,
transform
yes.
as needed. In
Transmute your energy.
whatever room you into, transmute the energy. Exactly.
Yes,
You
by
know what
still
I'm saying?
being your source self to the core, just moving within your other forms of yourself, within these other environments that needed to happen, that need to be. Like I'm not gonna be all super baby, when it's time for me to be. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You know, so like
But
situational awareness.
The goddess has. That's where the connection comes in from us both doing our work.
Yes.
To where you can feel me when it's that time for you to fall back. Okay.
Yes.
He's speaking. He's telling. He's directing. You know what I'm saying? Without feeling like some type of way about it. But the God has to be able to do it in. Like you said, it's this, but it's also it's not. I'm not calling you out your name. I'm not about to. You know, none of that.
You know, you just reminded me of. And I shout out my mama, man. Still teaching me stuff to this day. Like, and one thing I remember she told me about one time she was out with my pops, rest in peace, pop. She was like, I remember one time, and this just gave me the mindset of something that I would love for a woman to be flowing in, which I experienced one time afterwards. My mom was like, she was out with my pops, right? They out partying with people at somebody's house. My pops was getting faded, right? My mom could tell.
Shout out
but
Boss Hog.
So what my mom did, she put my dad on the floor. So my dad wasn't really, so she's like holding him up. You know what I'm saying? And she's like, all right, he really fun. I'm just gonna hold him up, and then we're gonna say he ready to go home to go to sleep, because she didn't want him to be looking all drunk and sloppy around the people. So she took, and my dad was, you know, submissive enough to allow her to do that in that moment and to help him get to the crib from leaving there. And I was like, yo, that right there, that's a woman. That's a goddess. You know, you seeing that, and you don't want the perception of, just like a woman to be like, we go to the restaurant, and sometimes men ego can be fragile to an extent. So she can even though some don't need to think this way, they can be like, all right, I don't want my man to think less in. I know he's going through something right now. He don't really got it. So I got it, but I'm gonna have him pay for it with my card or with my cash. So he can be, you know what I'm saying, keep that energy, stay in that flow and be harmless, because I don't mind. This is my man. I love him. I don't need to be this and this and that. So when I see now, I was like, yo, that's the type of energy, that's the type of vibe, understanding and selflessness and nurturingness that I would want from my divine, you know, counterpart. Because it was priceless. It was beautiful.
And it's that's layers to that, bro. Being able to, it's like she's seeing the perspective that the homies or the people might have over her husband, and then also like, well, we got to get home safe too. We probably should get up out of here now. So it's just like it's numerous things that you balancing to even be. It's like situational awareness, you know, just like really reading the room, understanding what's going on, and being able to maneuver that energy in a smooth way.
Not piggyback. You said that. Shout out my name, Brandon. You on the chariots, dog. Freaking. What I was gonna say was before, when it came to the masculine, the masculine and the feminine. I forgot exactly what I was about to say. I had it on my head, but now I guess the universe don't want me to say it anymore. So I was definitely gonna say it, but now I don't know what I was about to say. Oh, I got it. Just came to me.
Let's hear it, God.
I was gonna say, okay, I feel like in my spirit, it's like you've read the book Celestine Prophecies or seen the movie Celestine Prophecies?
Yes, I read the book. 4 of them, right? Or is this something different? Nah, I'm thinking of 4
Yeah.
Green. I'm thinking something
Yeah,
different.
yeah.
My
So it's
bad.
called
Celestine Prophecy.
Celestine Prophecies. There's
The
a
homie
book,
Mitch
but they do
passed
got
me.
a
Yeah,
they do
yeah.
got a movie about it.
Got you. Go ahead.
So I didn't read the book, but I seen the movie. And it reminds me of what they say: two minds make a third. When you get to that 10th insight, so it's like, okay, when you have, one person and then the other person, like I said, you want a goddess that's knows herself. She has her own creative things that she wants to flow and share within, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you have that, she has that, you have that, and you guys are sharing that, sharing that creative juices, what you guys are creating, what you guys want to create, and it's an equal, then you guys, it's like you become a whole different person.
Mm.
You're both you guys' energy expands. So you do become a different person. You elevate.
Yes.
So that's why it's like
Together.
the same thing as two minds make a third. The 10th insight is like, you're saying like, if I'm loving the sun's loving me back. We both are expanded. It's not a vampire relationship where it's draining
no.
because I have everything, you don't really have nothing. So you're just clinging on to me to give you a purpose, to give you something to do. So that can be a vampire's type of aspect. So I feel like that popped in my head as far as an ideal relationship is like the 10th insight, when two people are really equally yoked when it comes to sharing and loving and being for one another, expands who they both are and expands who they are as a relationship together to another level also.
1000%.
You know.
1000%. I love that. Yo, I'm proud of us, Brody. We finally did this.
Oh God, we did.